So lesson 7, page 61. What makes these not scaled copies?
They're not accurate to the original.
Yeah, they don't look anything like the original. Okay, I think I can even draw this good, right? It doesn't look like the regular school bus. Quarter as well. Subway lines. These are all nice and straight. You know, Subway's got a curve around things as well. Well, that is why they're not scaled. They're distorted. Okay, so our scale drawings need to be accurate. Next problem, you got a basketball court that I just handed you. Number 1 says measure the distance on the scale drawing that are labeled A through D to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. Record the results in the top of the table. So let's do these together in centimeters. So the length of the court. How many centimeters would you say? 14? All right, write it in your chart. 14 centimeters. Width of the court. I have not quite 8. Yep. Mine shows more than 7. Cruz? I have 7.5. I agree with that. Hoop to hoop. That's labeled by C on your drawing. What do you think on that one?
12.5.
12.5, all right. And the 3-point line to the out of bounds. Letter D up in the left-hand corner. Trey? 10 centimeters? That would be a huge.
I thought we were doing from there to there for some reason.
We did that one. We're doing sideline to the 3-point line. That would be a huge gymnasium. Yeah. 0.5. Close. Trey. Just kidding, you weren't very close. But you weren't even measuring the right thing.
Well, yeah, because I thought we were going from the end of this to...
Oh, all right. It says sideline though, not baseline. Okay, we did that. Number 1. Number 2. 1 centimeter is 2 meters. You notice it says it on our drawing. That is our scale. They show you some different ways to say it here. What do you think that means? What does 1 centimeter equals 2 meters mean? Autumn.
That for every centimeter on this drawing, it's in real life it's supposed to be 2 meters.
That's exactly right. Every centimeter on our drawing is 2 meters in real life. Or on our basketball court. Okay, so if 1 centimeter equals 2 meters, how much would 14 centimeters equal? 1 centimeter is 2 meters, 14 centimeters would be what?
28 centimeters.
28 meters.
Or 28 meters.
Okay? A length of a basketball court at 28 centimeters would not be very big, right? So we got to make sure we have our label. Okay? 28 centimeters, a real life basketball court, not quite going to cut it. Label's important. Okay? Ratios, guys, just to review, if you ever have trouble with it, 1 centimeter equals 2 meters. 14 centimeters equals what? If you ever have trouble with figuring it out, sometimes it won't come out as nice. To solve a ratio, which hopefully is a review from 6th grade, you multiply the two numbers and you divide by the 1 number. So what's 2 times 14?
28.
Divided by 1.
28.
28. That's another way to get it. Okay? 7.5 centimeters. Again, I'll show you one more time how that ratio works. 1 centimeter equals 2 meters. 7.5 centimeters equals how many meters? Dieterle. 15. Again, looking at a ratio, 7.5 times 2 divided by 1. 15. How about 12.5? Jackson. 25 meters. Trey, how about that 3-point line?
20 meters. No, I should change it.
Anybody? Lauren. 1 meter. 1 meter. Just doubling all those guys. We had a nice scale factor there. Question 4. On an actual basketball court, the bench area is usually 9 meters. Without measuring, how long do you think our bench area is on our scale drawing? So remember, 1 centimeter equals 2 meters. How many centimeters would equal 9 meters? So all these up here gave me centimeters. I had to multiply by 2. Dakota? Say that again? Not 3.5. Try again? 4.5. Instead of multiplying by 2, we had to divide by 2. Again, with the ratio, guys, 9 times 1 divided by 2. 4.5. Let's measure, see how close we were. Measure the bench area. Trey, right here. See how close it is to 4.5 centimeters.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Trey, you can go inches, that's fine.
Mr. Milbrandt.
Yes.
The reason it confused me was because you put centimeters.
Yes, I did. That was my fault. You can blame me for that. I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, did our prediction match the measurement? Yep. Sure did. All right, and this one, it doesn't give us the scale, so we have to figure out how big it is. So let's measure that. Trey, this little line right here, in centimeters. And what do you think? Cruz?
Oh, wait. Never mind. 1 centimeter?
1 centimeter? All right, so 1 centimeter equals 100 meters. That's my scale, guys. Number 1, about how tall is the Willis Tower? So measure the Willis Tower in centimeters. How tall is it?
5 centimeters.
5 centimeters.
In real life, that'd be 500 meters.
How tall is it? It's 5 centimeters. In real life, 500 meters. Those of you who have trouble picturing that, that's basically 500 yards, a little less. Tall. Because a meter is bigger than a yard. Okay, how about the Great Pyramid? How tall in centimeters is the Great Pyramid? 1.5 what? 1.5 centimeters, which would be how much in real life? 150 meters. Again, all based on our scale. How much taller is the Burj than the Eiffel Tower? All right. Measure the Burj Khalifa. How many centimeters would you say that is, Thornton? 8 centimeters. How about the Eiffel Tower? Ryer. 3 centimeters. So how much taller is the Burj than the Eiffel Tower? Lee Rood. 5 centimeters, which is 500 meters. That's correct. Explain or show your reasoning. 8 centimeters minus 3 centimeters is 5 centimeters times 100. That's how I got it. Question number 3. Measure the line segment and show the scale to nearest tenth. We did that. Express it in numbers and words. We said 1 centimeter was equal to 100 meters. That was my scale. That was my scale. Are you ready there? The tallest mountain in the world, Mount Denali in Alaska, is about 6,190 meters tall. If this were on our scale drawing, how would its height compare to the height of the other structures? So if 1 centimeter, guys, equals 100 meters, how many centimeters would this have to be? Dieterle? Nope. Cruz?
6.19.
Nope. That's what Dieterle said. Yep. Divide by 100 to be 61.9 centimeters. This is 30. So looking at your drawing, how far would 61 centimeters be? The whole paper is 28 roughly. So 2 pieces of paper and then some. So is that mountain a little taller than these structures?
Only by a little.
Only by a little. Only by a little. 61 centimeters compared to our tallest being 8. Eh? All right, summary on 64 talks about scale drawings and scale. Same thing we've done so far. Being able to measure those. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these together on your homework. This is page 66. First thing, let's measure these scales. So measure 7 meters and figure out how many centimeters that is. What would you say? Cruz? 4.5. So I'm going to make a little note. 4.5 centimeters equals 7 meters. Let's measure the feet one as well. Yep.
2 centimeters.
2 centimeters equals 10 feet. All right, now I should be able to answer all the questions. Let's do A or B first. Which one do you want to do? A. The wingspan of the plane. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you want to do either one of these. I think the straight one should be the easiest. And what would you say that measurement is? 9.5. Okay, 2 centimeters equals 10 feet. 9.5 centimeters equals how many feet? And I'm going to round to the nearest foot, my directions say. So what is 9.5 times 10?
950.
No,
Oh, wait. 95.
95. Divided by? What do I divide by? Where's the other number? 2. Multiply the 2 numbers, divide by the 1 number. So 95 divided by 2. Half of 95, anybody? How about half of 96? Well, let's divide it. 4, 7.5. It says nearest foot. So 47.5, what would be the nearest foot?
48 feet.
48 feet. Good enough. Make sure you label. Don't say 48 inches. I'm not getting in a plane if your wingspan is 48 inches. Okay? Do one more. Let's do C because it wants it in meters. So I know my scale is 4.5 centimeters is not, or 7 meters. Let's find the length of this plane in centimeters. What would you say? 6? And I gotta figure out how many meters it is. So how do I figure that out? What two numbers do I multiply? What's 6 times 7? 42 divided by 4.5. And I'm gonna let you divide that out. Nearest meter. Okay, question number 2. I think you can handle that one. It tells you the scale, 1 inch equals 10 feet. You're gonna need that. Make sure you label as your answer in inches or feet. Question 3. Okay, I do notice it says use an inch ruler to measure the line segment, so let's use inch to measure this scale. Okay, how far is that? You say 1 inch? 1 inch equals what? 200 feet. Now let's measure the park here. Then you won't need a ruler anymore to answer the questions other than 1B. We're going from tree line to tree line. Those little dots are trees. How far would you say that extends? In inches. Is it pretty close to 4? Close to 4, we're going to say that's 4 inches. How about the width? I think it's closer to 2.5. Yeah, tree to trees. We'll go 2.5. That should be all the information you need to answer A and B. Okay, so your homework, page 66 and 67, guys, will be due tomorrow, beginning of class. Keep in mind we're going to have a quiz tomorrow from lesson 1 to lesson 7, so make sure your books are up to date. I will let you use your notes and everything on the quiz tomorrow. Any questions?